Welcome back to Born of Unsilenced Voices on April the 11th, 2026. This is a space for truth spoken without fear, without apology, and without permission. This is not entertainment. This is testimony. I hope everyone is doing good and this changing weather hasn't gotten anyone sick. Take a moment to like and subscribe because I want to hear the real you. With that said, let's step into the truth.
You see, I had to make sure it's not too much gloves. I know I speak on things that are deeply painful, things most people would rather avoid or ignore or pretend didn't happen. But for me, it's about perspective. It's about how I choose to see my life lessons and deciding where I need to grow. And oh, have I learned some lessons. I remember saying there were things I didn't even tell my own therapist until I was already out of them. That wasn't by accident. Some storms you don't narrate, you survive. A few years back after my last divorce, my girls and I stayed at a shelter here in Appleton. Did I like it? No. Did my girls? Definitely not. But let me be very clear. There was no way I was staying with him. And I wasn't going to ask certain family members for help. When I am done with you, understand, I am not going back. Child, I would rather go thirsty. That experience forced me to step outside of myself. The version of me that stands by, I can handle anything because I am not alone. Because when you have children, it's not just about what you say. It's about what they feel. And I had to make sure my children felt safe, even if I didn't. This is when you apply, keep your head on a swivel. Now, I am naturally a cordial person. I can make friends anywhere. But if your version of friendship is smiling in someone's face and tearing them down behind their backs, please explain to me, why would I want to sit at your table? We didn't have much in common, me and a lot of the women there. And respectfully, no, I do not need you to teach me the ropes of how things are done there. CQ lives by a different set of codes. And let me say this without judgment, but also without lying. Don't ever try to bond with me over dysfunction, because I am not impressed by someone dressed head to toe in name brands while your children look like an afterthought. Maybe it's just me, but when me and mine step out, we step out together, top to bottom, dignity intact. Now here's where things take a turn. Sometimes people make decisions so low, so unnecessary, it forces you to question their entire character. Let me break it down. In that shelter, only you and staff have access to your room, unless they gave out the code to someone who also stays there. But they also have cameras on every floor, down every hallway and stairwell. So when clothes and personal items started disappearing from me and my children, and somehow ended up being worn at the same place of your work with a straight face, child, you weren't as slick as you think. Was that supposed to break me? So you thought it was a good idea to kick me even more when I was already down. Let me remind you, I don't stay down. Not long, not ever, especially when I walk with God. Did you forget? Jehovah sees everything, hears everything. So you might have thought you got away with a lot, but karma never misses its target. And here's the thing, and this isn't even funny. Not long after we left, most of the staff no longer was there. See, you don't step on or lie to people who did nothing to you. You never move out of pride, out of ego. Never because you feel you have the right to humble someone. Because trust me, when Jehovah humbles people, it doesn't feel like fresh spring flowers. It feels like consequences are hunting you down. And you won't like it one bit. That situation reminds me of someone from Winnebago Housing Authority. Don't worry, I don't need to say your name. Jehovah already has your number. You claim I didn't communicate. Lady, you said you sent me documents that somehow never reached me, but was mailed to me before the hearing we had. But if I'm the dishonest one, then why haven't you returned a single phone call in over a year? I mean, a good couple of years. If I'm not mistaken, you all took an oath to serve the community with fairness, with respect, without bias. So why should the community have any trust in any of you? So remind me again what your actions has proven. Because I don't feel respected. And when your words do not match with your behavior, you don't get credibility. You lose it. You're stepping on people's rights that were not given by you, but by my Creator, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. And people wonder why I do not respect empty words. Because I learned this the hard way. A person who stands for nothing will always fall for anything.